I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smackin It Down, the Friday edition of the Smackin It Raw podcast. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Mad Ritter, and I'm here with my co-hosts. As always, she is host of the She Elite Showcase, Inside the Mind of, In the Crowd, story time with the current Trick or Trivia champion, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hey.
He is Daddy Delgado, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, and Wallop Media Smackin It Raw champion, trivia champion, current trivia champion.
Yes, correct.
Steve.
Our friend Steve. Vicente Alejandro Delgado Estrada.
You got it. How's it going, everyone?
And, of course, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, the current Apron Bump Grand Slam champion, maybe. We'll find out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, because God forbid I fucking work on Fridays.
Sucks to suck. So,
Dumb.
Before we get into news and rumors, Katie.
Uh-oh. What?
So over here at youtube.com/creationworld, it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. What does that do?
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. It boosts the algorithm and helps find new listeners.
And why is that important? Because you really want to call me it now.
Yeah, well, besides you being a pain in my ass, you're also a whore.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a whore for your likes, for your comments, for your views, for your attention and subscriptions. And speaking of subscriptions, not just yours, you know, aunts, uncles, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, grandmas, grandpas, step-parents, step-families, step-brothers, step-ladders, whoever in your family you think might enjoy our content should check us out. They should like, they should subscribe, or leave a comment and, you know, boost the algorithm and help more people like, subscribe, and comment to our content, especially since we're giving you so much more now than we ever did. And to do all that and to know when we go live, like we are right now, you need to flick that bean. Get notified every time we go live, Monday through Friday. On Mondays, except Wednesdays, but you know, on Mondays, 15 minutes after Raw, when Raw decides to end, because we don't know when that's going to be. It's kind of sort of been consistent the last 2 weeks, so like maybe 9:45-ish Central Time.
Yeah, 9:45 sounds about right.
10:45-ish Eastern. I'm still going to put it up at 10:15 just in case. After NXT, 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern on Tuesdays. Then, like Katie said, we hop, skip, and a jump over to Thursdays. Creation Conversation, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 Eastern. Fridays, like right now, 10:15 p.m. Central Time, 11:15 Eastern. Sundays, because we're going to skip Saturdays too, unless there's a PLE or something. We're not doing Saturday Night Main Event. We made that clear. We're getting off every other Sunday, including this Sunday. Maybe sometimes on Friday. We'll see. But currently Sundays. 9:15 p.m. Central Time, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys can also follow us at twitch.tv/creationworld, where if you have Amazon Prime and you have Prime Gaming, Vince, what does that do?
Wait. What?
If you have Amazon Prime and you have Prime Gaming, what do you do?
You get a free sub, Matt. You get a free sub.
How do you get that free sub? What do you have to do to get that free sub?
I know this.
Link it.
If you link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch, you get a free sub, and then if you have a free sub, you can use it to subscribe to twitch.tv/Creation World. That's how it works.
Or twitch.tv/She Showcase or twitch.tv/Rivet City Radio, which is exclusively on Twitch. Our good friends over at Rivet City Radio love Will and Allison. So sub to them, sub to all of us, sub to me specifically because I'm a good Dom. I'll take care of you. I'll give you all the attention and degradation that you ask for. Ask Vince. He loves it when I dominate him. But if that is what you're into, please sub to me or any of our friends, or just your favorite Twitch streamers. Show that support so they can keep making content. I've talked enough and babbled long enough. Katie, do you have any news and or rumors for us on a Friday evening?
No.
What about the Alexa Bliss stuff? Technically, that's rumors.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention to that shit because I've been busy, and frankly, I don't give a fuck because she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Fair. But the gist of it was that her return is no longer on the docket anymore. It's being pushed away. Contract disputes apparently in terms of pay between both sides. Yeah, I saw that comment earlier. I loved it. And she was scheduled to come in and show up at the San Diego Raw. What was that, last week or this past Raw? And it got scrapped. She was supposed to do a feud with the Wyatt Six.
I heard she was supposed to be a part of the Wyatt Six.
No, I heard it was more of a feud with the Wyatt Six and Nikki Cross, and then obviously she betrayed Bray the last time she was with Bray at WrestleMania, so it would have all coincided together. And then they had Wyatt Six move over to SmackDown, so obviously they just scrapped that whole idea altogether, and then there's no timetable for Alexa's return at any point.
Royal Rumble.
We'll see. There's a lot of people that are returning at the Royal Rumble. There's a few.
That's where they're supposed to return. That's what we want. We want surprises. We want people popping up that we do expect, that have told us that they're going to show up. They could have just shut the fuck up and surprised us at the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about one of those women tonight.
They've announced less women than men, and both are still less than 15.
Okay, but there's one woman who could have just not said shit and not made vignettes for herself.
Then they should have told her to stay frozen a little longer. That's their fault.
I agree. But before,
no, y'all want to defrost her.
I mean, I'd love to see Alexa Bliss back. I have been a big Alexa Bliss fan for a while. I miss her. I miss Carmella too. I know she's out doing her mommy thing as well, and I'd love to have her come back. For sure. Corey Graves came back on Tuesday. Katie and I didn't even really talk about that. We just brushed kind of by the fact that he talked all that shit that kept him off the show, then brought him back, and he was real quiet and seemed real happy to still have a job after all that shit he talked on the internet. But he's not a commentator on SmackDown. You know who is a commentator on SmackDown?
Wade Barrett.
Joe Tess. Or
you weren't specific. There are two.
Yeah,
exactly. Yes, but who was in the ring at the beginning of the show with Cody Rhodes?
Whoa, you didn't lead us that way. That's not what you asked. You asked who's the commentator on SmackDown. And
you didn't say who's the lead commentator. You said who's a commentator.
You didn't say who's the play-by-play commentator.
You guys both weren't wrong, but you were also wrong. Joe Tess interviews Cody about his relationship with his ex, Kevin Owens, and the famed marriage counselor coming to visit tomorrow night, Shawn Michaels, a.k.a. HBK, because who better to help heal relationships than a man known as the Heartbreak Kid? No one knows love better than HBK because he's an expert at ruining it. Cody says Kevin always takes the easy way out. I don't know which hole that is, but I want to find out.
You're terrible.
And then Kevin, he turns... Well, so I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself here. So he always takes the easy way out. Then he says something about being the grandson of a pipe layer and Randy Orton's student, which means he likes it nasty. Whole thing setting up for tomorrow night. Later on in the night, Kevin Owens found something new to bitch about, and that was that Cody got interviewed and he didn't, and this is some bullshit, and it's Joe's fault. It's not whoever sets up the interviews. Joe, how dare you interview Cody and not me? And oh, look, there's Matthew McConaughey. But listen, he started talking shit to Matthew McConaughey. Everything's all right, because Out comes Jimmy, who. So, SmackDown is. I don't know really what's going on SmackDown. Like, there are stories, but there aren't really stories. And I'm just kind of watching it. Like, it's just happening.
It's just a fuck happening up over there.
Isn't this like the second week in a row or like second time that it's happened on SmackDown where they advertise a match and then they don't do the match and then they do a different match?
What match did they advertise?
They advertised Mello versus Jimmy, and instead they pivoted to Mello.
That was last week, I thought.
No, they didn't have the match last week. They set it up last week for this week, and then now they're gonna do it next week apparently. So they just postponed it a week.
Okay. Well, Jimmy just likes picking fights with people now that Roman's not around and he has no family or friends or anyone that cares about him. So he decided to pick a fight with Kevin Owens. Speaking of Mello, as Vince said, Mello's backstage and he's like, it's going to take more than 4 moves to take down Kevin Owens. And he's like, well, I can get you off in 3. We'll do that next week. So Mello jumps Jimmy during his entrance, which didn't seem to affect Jimmy one bit because he got right up and walked to the ring and then went and had his match.
He had a commercial break.
Yeah, he had a commercial break. Jimmy loses the KO, who was wearing Jimmy's wife's shirt down to the ring, which see, now, is it though? Because
it's
how mad can you be that he's supporting your wife? Like, that's money in your pocket, in your household pocket.
Unless he stole the shirt, which meant that Naomi didn't get any commission from it.
That's wild.
After the match, KO tries to make McConaughey watch as he fucks Jimmy, but Cody's like, no. Comes down and pounds Kevin Owens, and then we go off air. That is our opening and main event of the night. Spit or swallow?
It all gets a gargle. Some stuff I like, some stuff I don't. Matthew McConaughey, all right. Good looking man, always good looking man. Appreciate him being there. Fluffy was also there. Shout out to Gabriel Iglesias. I'm just like, the fact that we still have until next week for this match to happen. Like, they keep building it up, and we're like, oh my god, it's gonna happen, and then it's like, just kidding. You actually get a contract signing tomorrow, and then you get your match. So like, we're just dragging this on. Just let it happen already. Let the shenanigans ensue during the ladder match because we know that's what's gonna happen. Mello just, you talk about Jimmy picking fights. Mello be picking fights with everybody. He can.
Yes and no. I mean,
yes. He kind of picks a fight with everybody.
He does pick fights, but also Nick Aldis, which is something we're going to talk about, picks fights for him that he doesn't necessarily want and lies to people's faces about things that Mello said. We're not there yet, but we'll talk about it.
We're not there yet.
But we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
You know what? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it as much as Katie. I'm gonna straight up spit the opening and closing segment and anything Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, Jimmy Uso adjacent. Jimmy's funny. I like Jimmy. That's fine. But like, again, just do the match with fucking Mello. Like it's whatever. Like Katie's saying, like, it feels like this match has been dragging its feet to be scheduled, and they just need to like fuck already and figure out who gets the double strap dildo championship or whatever, and then just move on with their fucking life. Because at this point in time, it's like, why am I gonna watch Saturday night's main event for a contract signing? And all they're gonna do is just fight again, which is what we saw that they did to close out the show. They didn't even finish their fight; they got cut off with the credits and everything, and then we got a Belair instead. And there's a problem with Will, and he got framed with weed in his backpack.
It was, sir, that was not weed; that was cocaine.
Oh, I didn't see if it was cocaine or weed. I just saw a baggie, and when I see a baggie,
it was literally a baggie with white powder in it. Cocaine.
It could be white weed. Who knows? Who knows what they smoke in LA? Anyways, but yeah. It's just like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Just like, it feels like they should have just done this match sooner. And like, I don't know. Like, Am I being too overly critical here? Like, I just don't seem to care about anything that they're
No,
doing.
no. I don't think you are because
No.
also these 3-hour Smackdowns are burning me out. I need to run that. So I was doing HBK poses and who got framed with cocaine?
So,
Belair.
and
Like-
we went into Bel Air after SmackDown mid fight,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
With
Yeah,
Did not see that.
Smith.
yeah.
I was like, Will Ospreay got framed with cocaine? Like, I was very confused.
Oh no.
No.
Bel Air is the new Law and Order SVU that transitions from USA through
But
a
it's
wrestling
usually,
show.
but it used to be USA would be before.
Yes. SVU would be before Raw.
Now it's Chicago.
Figure skating.
What?
Yeah, it was skating.
It was figure skating tonight.
It was the
I was
national championships of figure skating, U.S. figure skating specifically.
Interesting. You know, that's what they should do. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes should just do a figure skating competition and get it over with.
Well,
I think Cody would nail it.
two men that are very much akin to figure skating, Pretty Deadly, are backstage talking to DIY, and DIY, Tommaso Ciampa specifically, really wants to watch Pretty Deadly handle their business and repeats it over and over again. Then Pretty Deadly gets shy when Legato shows up, so they leave, they go out to the ring, and this entire time I thought Tommaso Ciampa was talking about watching Pretty Deadly masturbate, but apparently he meant having the match with Motor City Machine Guns that they lost. We are then informed that Motor City Machine Guns are going to get their rematch for the tag team titles in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And DIY
At Royal Rumble.
At Royal
The
Rumble.
Rumble. Yes.
Also, Johnny Gargano had a singles match against Apollo Crews. That was a part of this because remember they were like, we hate black people and jumped in backstage last week. That was the whole thing that happened.
I don't think that's.
Ask TC if he thinks that's how Johnny Gargano feels.
Listen, Kitty, you're the one that made the pun last week. You got to stand on business.
And also, we have to keep Vince's get you if TC's in the chat and listening. I'm going to say all the things he likes gimmick going on.
Yeah, that's also fucking wild.
So,
You never know who's lurking.
You never know. You never
know who's lurking. So DIY, Pretty Deadly, Motor City Machine Guns, 2 out of 3 falls match, masturbation, Legato in the background. Or no, not masturbation. False masturbation? I don't know. Handling their business.
Yes. I'll swallow it because listen, I don't. First off, I don't blame Pretty Deadly for being speechless, being in front of like a bunch of like hot
Electra
looking
Lopez
Mexican men, and Electra Lopez. She was there too. But you have Angel Garza, you got Humberto Carrillo.
She was there too.
She was
She's
there
the
too.
Fucking thumbnail, Vince. Put the woman over.
I'm sorry, man. If I see Legato coming up to me, Santos, Angel, Humberto, and Electra, probably the first person I'm noticing is Angel Garza, then Humberto, then Santos, and then Electra. That's nothing against Electra.
You and I have a very different hierarchy of how that faction works.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
As far as who we notice.
Listen, I sent you the TikTok that I sent you for a reason.
Humberto's last on my list.
No,
it goes Electra.
Okay.
And then, like, half an hour later, I realize that Santos and Garza are standing there.
Okay.
And then eventually, I'm like, oh, yeah, Humberto was here, too.
Okay, fair. But yeah, going back to what happened on SmackDown, Apollo Crews got the win because of the distraction from Motor City Machine Guns. So that's cool to see Apollo pick up a victory as well. And, Triple H got tired of everybody talking about how, like, there hasn't been a tag team title match on the PLE since WrestleMania. So he said, fuck you guys. I'm going to put the tag titles on the Royal Rumble PLE. So you guys can't tell me about it. And we're going to make it a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's going to be a fantastic match because Motor City Machine Guns, DIY are fantastic wrestlers that have great chemistry. I don't know how long the match is going to go. Right now, there's 4 matches, and 2 of them are Rumbles. I don't even know if there's going to be a 5th match added, but, with a 2 out of 3 falls stipulation, it might go pretty long. But yeah, I'm just going to swallow it. Tag teams are being used in interweaving storylines, and Apollo's there too. And he just likes to instigate things in the backstage area.
Yeah. Tag team wrestling. Fuck yeah. Thank you for my thumbs up.
On a PLE.
On a PLE, which I will not be watching live, so I'll be watching it Sunday.
The Miz got moved to SmackDown without anyone telling him. He thinks Karrion Kross is to blame, and Nick's like, yeah, you should probably find some friends. So he spent the rest of the night trying to find friends. He went to Waller and Theory, and they're like, oh, we're going to Raw, and he's like, fuck. And then he went up to Andrade, and he's like, Andrade, you need somebody who can bring out the superstar in you, blah, blah, blah. And Andrade's like, yeah, I'm going to go find that guy. And he's like, wait, what? No, me, fuck. Because he's worried now that he got the Wyatt 6 moved here, and he is also here, that he is going to get gangbanged without any backup.
That's what's going to happen. Deserved.
I do like that little plot line was added that Miz was responsible or like help influence the Wyatt 6 somehow to be moved to SmackDown, even though he denied it to Karrion Kross last week. So I like that. That was cool stuff. It was funny. Yeah, I liked it. It starts from the beginning of the show to the end. It just interweaved. Good stuff.
Miz was on Real World, so of course he likes a gangbang.
Yeah, true.
So swallow for Vince, Katie?
Yeah, swallow. Miz is always a fun guy. He's just trying to make friends, and his friends are either getting moved to the other show or don't care. And then he's going to get fucked by the Wyatt 6 again.
How much you want to bet that he somehow gets Johnny and Tommaso Ciampa to be friends with him for like a little bit, and then that's the Wyatt 6 feud?
There's a whole history there that I don't even want to get into.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of SmackDown acquisitions, Nick scored another one. And Mello was like in his office talking shit, and he's like, I got a blind date for you, Mello. Mello's like, no. Last time we did this, there was a very large white man with very big feet that you tricked me into going out. I'm not doing that again. I want to see the guy first. And he's like, all right, no problem. He'll be here in a minute. Just hang out. In walks bisexual Taker himself. Nick's like, here's your blind date. And Mello's like, I don't think. And he's like, no. Mello was just telling me he can't wait to take you on tonight, Damian. So your first night on SmackDown, you and Mello. Mello was scared. He was not about getting in the ring with bisexual Taker. But he did. And Mello might not miss, but what Mello definitely doesn't miss is taking L's. Because that is all this man has done since he got to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
L after L after L. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even get a concluding finish to his best of 7 series with Andrade. That's probably the most wins he's gotten in that, and that's because they were trying to get to Game 7. Who?
Oh, Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. That makes sense.
I'm
yes.
gonna assume.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I was very unsure, as if that was like they're just best friends who like hanging out. Or
they are, because she's in a relationship.
With who?
He's a wrestler. I don't remember who it is.
Really?
I thought that was.
They're both in relationships with wrestlers.
Really?
Both of.
Is it the same wrestler?
No.
It's a possibility. All right. Don't act like that's out of the.
I mean, that's true. It doesn't stop David from being a third, but
no. I mean, maybe they're in open relationships with other people.
Maybe. I don't know.
Polyamorous
Disco Ninja sex party sandwich.
Someone say it there.
I like Damian. Just that's my point. I like Damian. Undertaker is a beautiful, beautiful man doing beautiful things. And I also love Carmelo Hayes. He do be taking some L's. Hear me out. Let's just put him back on NXT. See what happens. Send him to TNA. Let him fuck around for a little bit.
I was really hoping Trick Williams was walking through that door, because like a SmackDown acquisition doesn't necessarily mean from Raw.
No, it doesn't. And then they did say that the transfer window shit was between 3 brands, so you could see NXT call-ups moved on to SmackDown or Raw.
But you have Trick show up with the Rumble, huge pop.
Yes, I think we will see Trick at the Rumble.
I agree with most of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna swallow that too. Damian Priest is a beautiful man, like Katie said. He felt odd on SmackDown. I don't think I've ever seen him on SmackDown ever in his entire main roster WWE career, except for that one
There
time.
was a point where, I was gonna say, Judgment Day showed up. He was there.
Yeah, but like him actually competing in the match, it was weird. It was different.
Split up my Terror Twins, those bastards.
Yeah, I mean they
Not
could
tonight,
mommy.
Okay, well, moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe he needs to go back to the purple. I think the purple might fit better with SmackDown than keeping the red in the gear. But little details, nitpicking. But yeah, it's just all swallow.
Chelsea Green and her not so secret service Piper take on Michin, and 2 weeks in a row B-Fab wrestling in a match, which I enjoyed seeing her. Michin pins the champ, and we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That means Michin gets a rematch, which was confirmed after the match. Next week, title shot. And she's like, I got backup now. You had Piper, now I got backup. So I'm feeling pretty good about becoming U.S. Women's Champion. And Piper's like, we need more bitches. Immediately.
And it was during DIY in Motor City Machine Guns talking to Nick Aldis, being like, oh my god, 2 out of 3 falls. I'm not happy with the person Piper was talking to in the background.
Who's she talking
Davenport?
To? Yeah, Blair Davenport.
Listen, if Katie's not happy about someone in the background, there are very few choices as to who it could be. Normally, it's a pretty obvious pick. And normally, it's Cruella DeVille sitting back there murdering puppies. And those puppies are Katie's joy.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's usually how it goes.
But
I do like the women doing women things. I like that B-Fab is getting TV time and getting to wrestle. Yeah. I will always love Michin. Chelsea out there looking like Captain America. Love it. And Piper Niven is a fucking gem of a human being. So wins all around, lads.
Same. Swallow it all. It was all good stuff. It's going to lead to a championship match next week. And the best part about this is that Michin didn't usurper someone that won a number 1 contendership match and earned the right to be the number 1 contender for the U.S. Championship, and instead jumped the line. Michin.
This is an NXT chill.
So wait, what you're saying is when Michin pinned the champ, she earned the right, but when someone else pinned the champ, they didn't earn the right.
She did earn the right, but she earned the right after Stephanie Vaquer became number 1 contender.
That's not.
She gets in the fucking line.
Who's the booker? Blame
me.
The booker.
I'm the booker.
Don't blame the person. You're not.
I'm the booker. That's how it goes. That's the order of operations.
So Tiffy got timed out by Rhea Ripley because Rhea also wanted to come out and talk shit about Nia Jax and take shots. Then Nia came out. Told some kid that his mom sucks. Good for her. We support that kind of stuff. After declaring herself for the Royal Rumble,
which she's already done.
It was just an onslaught of women showing up to declare themselves for the Royal Rumble. Now, Nia specifically said not only is she going to enter the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble, but she's going to enter as champion after she beats Rhea and then go on to also take her title back from Tiffy and be double champion or unified champion, whatever. Oh, so they broke up. So they're both single, which means maybe they're not both single. Who knows? Naomi and Bianca come out and they're like, I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble. Really? Because I came out here saying I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble. Well, I'm going to win. Well, if I don't win, you can win. And if you don't win, I can win. And blah, 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 blah. And then Liv's like, fuck all of you. You're all stupid. I've got this tiny skirt that's basically a belt on, and I'm winning the fucking Royal Rumble. Which I I'm not gonna lie, I kind of sided with Liv at that point. I guess Spanish Rachel's gonna help her secure that win. Cool.
Is Spanish Rachel going to be in the Rumble? Yeah or nay?
Who cares?
To be determined.
Because it was an all-out bras out women's orgy that led to a 6-woman tag team match. Tiffany snuck off at some point and just disappeared. And Nick Aldis came out and he's like, "All right, Rhea, Bianca, Naomi, that corner. Nia, Liv, Candice, that corner.
Everyone who is in your ring gear wrestle."
Yeah, pretty much. Match falls apart. Everyone gets their shit in. Rhea's riptiding Liv on top of Nia after punching Nia in the face. Then Candice knocks Rhea out of the ring. And then Bianca hits Candice with the KOD, but Candice isn't legal. And Liv rolls her up in that tiny little skirt for the win, which, again, I'm not sure that counts as ring gear, but, I mean, if you say it is, I'll agree.
Listen, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna swallow it. A lengthy women's segment. More women got announced for the Rumble, but not too many women, so that's great. So, Nia is the only one that, like, I guess forgot she already declared for the Rumble, like Katie said. I was so confused when she said, "I was like, I'm declaring for the Royal Rumble." I'm like, girl, I thought you already did.
You did like 3 weeks ago, bitch. Damn.
Like, how many times are you going to declare? Is there a sec? Are you declaring for both Rumbles? Maybe that's what she meant. Maybe she's going to be in both Rumbles. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time she's done that either. So, the match was solid. My only thing is, like, isn't it crazy that, like, for me at least, one of the big matches in the women division is Bianca versus Rhea that we have yet to see, that they kind of tease. But, like, right now, it doesn't feel like, it didn't feel anything special, like having them both in the ring as a team together. It just felt like the
road to WrestleMania is long. We still need Jade Cargill to come back and confirm who attacked her, whether it was Naomi or Bianca. And if it was Bianca, if Bianca turns heel, then we've got to get her versus Jade and eventually get down to maybe her versus Rhea. So there is a path that we can take. We have a long road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
Not a
long road to Royal Rumble next week.
The roads are long.
I need some patience from you. It doesn't really start to the Rumble anyway. So, like,
no.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I just don't feel like they're on pace to do it this year. I feel like it's Bianca Jade at Mania. If Jade is healthy, I think that's the match for Bianca this year, unfortunately. And it just doesn't feel, it just kind of feels like it's cooled off a bit, is all I'm saying. Because I do feel like they might just push that to, like, next year's Mania at 42. Like, that's just my whole thing. It's like,
if we do it at all.
If we do it at all.
But having these two segments back to back, 12 women. Katie, what do we say about that?
We love our women.
What's the name of the what's the name on the thumbnail? What's the title on the thumbnail?
I don't know how to say fuck backwards.
You don't have to say it backwards. It's only backwards so we don't get in trouble for saying it.
Fucking ball.
There we go.
K-Cup. I thought it was something else. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Am I so, like, old? Am I
ball?
Thank you, Will, or Anonymous that subbed for Will.
Will, Mr. Doctor Face.
Yes, Mr. Doctor Face.
Yeah, he had to change it. The whole thing.
12 women on SmackDown in prominent roles. Fuck it, we ball.
Nice. Nice.
Any more thoughts on that before we go on to Jacob and Tama and our last segment?
Move along.
Well, I was asking Katie, but
no.
Okay.
Okay.
So Jacob is walking through the backstage, just yelling randomly at the camera or nobody, or I don't know. It was really hot and cool until, Tama got in the camera and went, yeah, for no reason. It's Tama versus LA Knight. It ends in LA Knight getting DP'd. Braun Strowman speed walks down to the ring, makes the save, collides with Jacob. Everyone's excited for Braun Strowman versus Jacob, except for me and everyone else because of Braun Strowman. I really hope Jacob derails that choo-choo train, but we'll see what happens.
Choo-choo.
Question. it just dawned on me. Weren't those two in Control Your Narrative at the same time together?
Who?
Strowman and LA Knight.
I don't think LA Knight was ever in there.
He was. I
I
thought
don't
he
think
was
he was.
there as
No.
Eli Drake.
I don't think so.
I gotta
No.
look that up.
No, I
I'm pretty
think
sure it was
when-
Strowman, EC3,
EC3.
who you
Austin
might be
Aries.
confusing for LA Knight because like EC3, LA Knight.
Yeah.
There are a few guys that are all white and look the same, and I get how that could be confusing to you, Vince, but they're different people.
Fair enough.
I'm pretty sure while that was happening, LA Knight was chilling in NXT or about to be in NXT. So
I'm gonna look that up.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, this match was fine. I get it, big me mess up and meat. But like, why gotta be Braun Strowman?
And why
Oh,
have we
anyone
not
else?
had a promo where he referred to himself as a silver bullet train headed straight for the Samoan werewolf? Why are we
See?
not doing this?
That's fucking genius. Bars, dare I say. But no, we don't get fun stuff like that. I mean, Jacob, listen, Jacob can go to bar here and there saying he's both Godzilla and Kong. I'm like, all right, you win. You got me.
He's a kaiju.
Kaiju.
I do love the kaiju movies. They're making another one. So excited.
Will's a kaiju, just minus the Kai.
I see what you did there. You silly goose. Oh yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, same here. I enjoyed it just mostly just because of the Jacob Fatu aspect of it. In terms of the actual match between LA Knights and Tama
Yeah.
Tonga, I could care less, so that it gets a spit. But Jacob gets to swallow because I'll swallow him all the time.
And that's sad too, because I like when Thomas showed up, I was really excited, and I'm like, this is gonna be cool and he's gonna be great. And then it didn't
No.
happen. Tongaloa's been hurt, so God's not doing a thing. Jacob showed
Yeah.
up, and
God.
Jacob was way cooler than everybody.
Solo's MIA. He said, I
Yeah.
won't play with no more. And he went home.
Yeah, he took his ball and went home. The thing with Tama Tonga, what made him cool in New Japan was that he was cutting promos, like doing their pressers or whatever, just like Jacob cuts his promos. Like he was out here cussing, like shooting from the hip, and all he really says is like, yeah. And it's like he's just kind of became like almost like a parody of himself, which is crazy. Like
He became
in-ring-
Donnie from the Wild Thornberries.
Oh
If
my
you know,
god,
you know.
yes, Kitty, yes. Look at you making a bunch of comparisons this week. I love
Fucking
it.
genius, guys. I don't know
Shout
how you guys
out,
want to
shout
do
out,
this.
shout out.
Smackdown, spit or swallow.
Gargle.
I'm gonna spit it just because that one motherfucking comedian that was racist in that Trump rally was there and ringside. They showed him on camera, so Smackdown gets a spit for that. Don't
Oh,
call
no.
Puerto Rico trash, like trash island, and get a swallow from me on your show. Like no.
I said the same thing when I saw him up there.
I didn't even know that was
Yeah.
like
I mean, I'm gonna swallow just for 12 women. I'll swallow 12 women all day, any day.
That's why I gargled.
All right,
I
I'll swallow.
hated everything else.
I'll swallow 12 women and spit everything else. But overall, it's a spit.
Katie,
Ew.
wrestlers as cereals. Where can they find
Cereal,
it?
cereal mascots. Excuse
Cereal
me.
masses. Get it
Cereals.
right, sir. Get it right, sir. Come on.
It was cereal mascots. But you can follow me on Twitter, KatieWrestling13, link to your badge to everything She Lead Showcase, twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase, youtube.com/She Lead Showcase, typically Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern ish. Yeah, new episode out now. The question of the week was wrestlers as cereal mascots. And I was very proud of that one. So you can check that out. And cop some new merch. Cute little Valentine's Day merch.
That was a really cool logo, by the way. I like that.
Thank you.
Clean.
Did it myself.
It's really clean. Nice.
Cop some new merch. Taste the rainbow that is She Lead Showcase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. As
Vince,
for me,
you.
Thank
No,
you.
you wait until I say it. Now,
I was
go.
waiting. There was an awkward pause there. I wasn't sure if you were waiting for me. I didn't want to jump the gun because then you yell at me. But there was an awkward pause in there and just got too silent.
You keep talking. Just do it.
Follow me on Instagram and everywhere else at SES Vince. Blue Sky. The skies are blue over there. On YouTube, 606 Universe, spell out the first 6, countdown videos, predictions, all that stuff over there. Get Your Podcast came back. We aired live. The video version is available on Circle of Debate's YouTube channel. But if you want to listen to the audio, you can go and just search up Get Your Podcast wherever audio podcasts can be found.
You can follow me everywhere at Smackin It Raw, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky for the Shaman of Shelit, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay, and our friend Steve, SES Vince. I am the Patriot State Podcast and Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been your Friday night edition of the Smackin It Raw podcast. We smacked it down.